Hello student, welcome to the course Analog and Digital Electronics Unit 6 Diode Rectifier. This is the last unit of this course. Here I am Mr. C.R. Sinde from Technical Engineering Department of Matarshi College of Engineering and Research Center Nasik. As the name of this unit is the Diode Rectifier. This is the syllabus. Here we are studied different types of rectifier, single phase half wave rectifier with R load and their performance parameters. In the second module we studied single phase full wave rectifier with resistive load and their performance parameters. But that full wave rectifier is further classified as a center tap rectifier and bridge rectifier. And in last modules number 3 we studied the three phase full wave bridge rectifier with R load and with their performance parameters. Introductions. It's all about the introductions, and in these introductions we see the PN junction diode. Why? Because the diode rectifier, as the name indicates, it's a diode rectifier. So diode play a very important roles in these 6 units and all the rectifiers. This PN junction diode, it's a electronics two terminal device, namely as the anode terminals, cathode terminals. Anode terminals is shown by the positive polarity. Cathode terminal is shown by a negative polarity. And here this is the symbol of PN junction diode. Also, it can be shown the physical appearance of this PN junction diode is like that. It's completely a black color, but one of the side is banded by a silver color, and that silver color banded side is a cathode side of PN junction diode. How the PN junction diode is behaved for different polarity if we apply it across the PN junction diode. Now see, this is the power supply. If the power supply positive polarity is connected to the anode terminal of diode, whereas the negative polarity of power supply is connected to cathode terminals of diode. So that times PN junction diode is act as a closed switch. Whereas negative polarity of power supply is connected to the node of the diode and positive polarity of supply is connected to the cathode terminals of the diode, that times the PN junction diode is act as an open circuit. Technically we call the closed switch is nothing but forward bias condition for this case, and technically we call the open switch behavior of this diode as a reverse bias. So this forward bias and reverse bias, these are the two operating modes of this PN junction diode, and this PN junction diode we are going to use in this first circuit, single phase half wave rectifier. In this single phase half wave rectifier with R load, clearly seen that there is a step down transformer 230 volt to 12 volt to 30 volt to 10 volt to 30 volt to 9 volt and so on, like that step down transformer is there. And secondary of this step down transformer we are connecting a PN junction diode in series with a load resistance. We are getting the output across this load resistance. So this is the our output voltage VO, and which is a pulsating DC. So rectification is nothing but convergence of AC signal into pulsating DC. That is the function of this rectifier, and how it can be converted we have to see by working of this single phase half wave rectifier. So how it can be worse? So during the positive up cycle, let's consider the upper terminals of this secondary of transformer is positive and lower terminal of the secondary of transformer is negative. That time positive polarity of supply is connected to anode, negative polarity of supply is connected to cathode, and hence this ideal diode is behave as a closed switch, or we call it as a forward bias. So that times the current start flowing through diode, load resistance and back to negative. Means whatever the input signal is applied, we are available at the output terminals. But during the negative half cycle, the polarity get reverse. So upper terminal becomes a negative with respect to the lower terminals positive, and hence for this polarity the ideal diodes behave as a reverse bias, means act as an open switch. And when the diode is act as open switch, so there is no current flowing through this load resistance, no voltage is applied across this load resistance, and hence the output becomes to be a zero. Means during the positive up cycle 0 to pi we are getting the output, and during the negative up cycles means pi to 2 pi our output is becomes to be 0, because the diode is becomes to be a reverse bias during this pi to 2 pi input cycle. Hence only the half cycle of input is rectified, and that's why the name of this circuit is the single phase up pure rectifier. So this is the input waveform, this is the output voltage across the load resistance, and this one is showing the voltage across the diode. When the diode is in reverse bias condition, so this negative maximum voltage is applied across this reverse bias diode during pi to 2 pi conditions. Now let's move to the performance parameters of this single phase half wave rectifier. Firstly, IDC, that is the average DC voltage, and average DC current, IDC and VDC we are going to study. So IDC is nothing but 1 upon total time. So total time is 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi. So we are getting 1 upon 2 pi. This is the complete input cycle we are getting. Okay. And we are integrating from 0 to 2 pi of current with respect to omega t. So current in the form of sinusoidal, it's a Im sin omega t, and we are taking the integration from 0 to pi because we are getting the output only during the 0 to pi half cycles. So that's why we are integrating 0 to pi of input sinusoidal current Im sin omega t. If we integrating, we are getting the Im divided by 2 pi. Integration of sine is the minus cos omega t, upper limit is the pi, lower limit is the 0. If we upper limit minus lower limit, if putting in this omega t, so we are getting Im by 2 pi minus of minus 1 minus 1, that is the 2. So 2 Im divided by 2 pi. So finally we are getting the average DC current as the maximum current divided by pi. Similarly, if we solve this for the voltage, we are getting the maximum voltage divided by pi. Let's move to the RMS current and the RMS voltage, VRMS and IRMS value. So IRMS is nothing but under root of 1 upon 2 pi integrations of 0 to 2 pi I square, because it's a root mean square value. So we are taking the square of this current with respect to omega t. We are also taking the limits from 0 to pi because of the output only getting at the 0 to pi. And if we put the value of current in sinusoidal form, it's a Im square sin omega t, and sin square omega t is nothing but, we are written here 1 minus cos 2 omega t. If we integrate 1 minus cos 2 omega t, so we are getting Im square by 4 pi omega t minus sin 2 omega t divided by 2. Upper limit is pi, lower limit is 0. While we are solving upper limit minus lower limits, we are getting Im square by 4 pi into pi. So pi get cancels. So we are getting Im divided by 2. So this is the RMS value of Im divided by 2. That is the maximum current divided by 2. Similarly, if we solve this for voltage, so we are getting Vm divided by 2. That is the Vrms value. Now the next one performance parameter is the form factor. And form factor is the ratio of RMS value to average value. So RMS value to average value, if we putting already calculated, if we putting in this formula, so we are getting pi by 2, that is nothing but 1.52 for this half wave rectifier. So form factor for the half wave rectifier is 1.52. So next one parameter is the ripple factor. Ripple factor is nothing but how many AC components are present in the output. As we required, the output is the pure DC, but this is not getting as a pure DC. We are getting the output as a pulsating DC. So how the undesirable component of AC is available in the output, that is the ripple, and this is the ripple factors. So ripple factors we are calculating by form factor square minus 1 under root. So form factors value is the 1.5257 square minus 1. So we are getting the ripple factor as the 1.21. If we calculate the ripple factor in percentage, we are getting 121% ripple factor for the half wave rectifier. Now finally the efficiency is nothing but output upon input, and output of our rectifier is the DC power and input is obviously AC power. So the efficiency of half wave rectifier is the DC power delivered to the load divided by AC power taken from the secondary. If we putting the DC power IDC square by Rn and putting the AC power is nothing but IRMS square by Rn, RL get cancelled, load resistance get cancelled, so we are getting 40.56% of the efficiency if you solving this efficiency. Okay, and last is the peak inverse voltage, PIV. This is a maximum reverse bias voltage that can be applied across the diode before it can be entered into the breakdown regions. Means whenever the diode is in reverse bias conditions, that times whatever the maximum reverse voltage is applied to maintain the diode in reverse bias mode, that is the peak inverse voltage. And when the diode is reverse biased, so only the single diode is available in this circuit, so that's why the current in the circuit is 0. Also the drop across load is 0, and hence the voltage across diode is minus Vm. So peak inverse voltage is minus Vm for the half wave rectifier. Now this is the performance parameters of half wave rectifier. Average DC current Im by pi, average DC voltage Vm by pi, RMS DC current Im by 2, RMS DC voltage Vm by 2, form factor 1.57, ripple factor 1.21, and peak inverse voltage, that is the negative maximum voltage. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any query, so ask me any times on my personal gmail.coms, my official gmail.com, or my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you very much.